Hello friends, welcome to SahuStudies. In this video, we are going to see how aggregate function works in PySpark. So what is the aggregate function? Aggregate, it aggregate with group by aggregate with group by is used to calculate more than one aggregate or multiple aggregate function. What does it mean? So first to use the aggregate function, first we need to group by the data set based on a particular column, and on top of that we can do aggregate. So we can do aggregate once, or we can do aggregate multiple times on a single column. So we will going to see how it going to looks like whenever we will be doing the exercise. So I have written the same thing. Aggregate with group by used to calculate more than one aggregate or multiple aggregate. So in this exercise, what we are going to do, we are importing the required libraries. We are creating a list variable storing the path of the CSV file which we are going to read. We are creating a custom schema with the help of a struct type and the struct field. Here we are defining 6 column and the data types. This one, this one, this one, and this one. With the help of a CSV file, we are reading all the CSV file which is present in this path with the help of this custom schema. We have provided as a parameter value of path and the parameter value of custom schema. The list variable and the custom schema which we have defined above. Header true means the CSV has a header. So when this data frame gets created, what we are doing on top of that, we are calling group by function by AP gender, and on the AP gender we are just calling this aggregate function, and we can apply multiple aggregate functions. So you can see here we have applied here count, we have applied here min, we have applied here max, we have applied here max. So this kind of aggregate function we can use with the help of this aggregate function. In this example, what we are going to do, I am going to copy all the code till here where it is creating a data frame by reading the CSV file. We have done multiple times in this video series. You can go and watch it. To save time, I am going to copy those data, and then we'll see how this group by and aggregate function works in Databricks. So let's go to the Databricks. Let's create a notebook, and name it aggregate. So I am going to copy all the data till reading the CSV file and creating the data frame. Okay, let's run the code. All the required libraries have been imported successfully. Let's create the custom schema. Let's create the list variable. Let's create the data frame by reading the CSV file. Let's display it. So now let's see how aggregate function works in Databricks. So aggregate function we need to apply on this data frame. But before using aggregate function, we need to use the group by, and group by based on AP gender. And what we are going to do, we are calling the aggregate function, and in the aggregate function we are calculating the count. Let's run it. So syntax error, what does it in? It is saying that invalid syntax. So what the mistake I have made here, let's see. Star. So invalid syntax, it is saying that star. So, okay, I think one extra I have this one, and I think we need to put one more. Okay, this star must be in quotes. That's why it's giving error. Now, what this code will do, first it will aggregate based on AP gender and calculate the count. Let's see by displaying the content of this data frame. See, same thing, AP gender, and it's doing the count. First, it is grouped by based on AP gender, and then on top of that, it is calling the count function. So here we can see how this aggregate function we can use a single function. You can say multiple aggregate single aggregate function. What is aggregate function here? This aggregate count is the aggregate function. So single aggregate function we have used in this aggregate function. So let's see how we can use multiple aggregate. So let's create another variable AP underscore so first we need to use the group by. We are grouping by based on the AP gender, and then on top of that we are calling aggregate, and let's put more aggregate function out of it on top of in this aggregate function. We can say count. In count we are star, and what it's we are putting alias name is AP total count, AP total count. Let's use comma, and let's use another aggregate function. Let's use mean. In mean, what the minimum we are going to calculate? Minimum is AP salary, and we can use alias is mean. AP means AP underscore mean salary. Now again we are going to see what is the max what? Max salary. AP salary, and we are putting the alias AP max salary. Again we are just using the average function. In the average, on which column we are calculating the average? AP salary, and we are putting an alias AP salary. Let's run it. So now this data frame has been created successfully. Let's display the content. We can see first the data is grouped by based on AP gender, and then it is calculating the count. The count is 4 and 6. The alias what we have given is AP underscore total underscore count. Second is it's calculating the mean of salary, and the alias which we have given is AP underscore mean underscore salary. So it is showing AP underscore mean underscore salary. This is the minimum salary in the female group, and this is the minimum salary in male group. Second is the max salary. So this is the max salary in female group. This is the max salary in male group. And third is average salary. Alias which we have given is AP underscore AVG underscore salary. That is that's why the column name is displaying as AV underscore salary, AP underscore AVG underscore salary. This is the average salary of female group, and this is the average salary of the male group. So in this exercise, we have seen that how this aggregate function works, how and with the help of us and how we can calculate a single aggregate function in this function. And here we are seeing single aggregate function in the aggregate, and here we are seeing multiple aggregate function in this aggregate. Let's go to the PPT. Thank you. If you like content of my video, then please subscribe my channel, like it, comment on it, and press the bell icon to get notification whenever I add videos.